Right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be doing a budget deck based around cats. And generally, we don't get a lot of views for budget decks, but there's a handful of y'all that ask in comments or say like, hey, some of these have too many wild cards or whatever. Well, we're going to give you a budget list today. Hopefully, y'all remember to like, subscribe, share. If you're on mobile, hype it, do all the stuff so that we can actually justify doing more budget decks around here. But let's get into this. Overall, we are playing, I believe, 10 exactly rares and or mythic. Actually, I don't think there's any mythic. I think it's just 10 rares in this list. Everything else is a common or an uncommon. So we have a couple of Helping Hand, help us get some stuff out of our graveyard if things go badly. We have some Leonin Vanguard, because, you know, cheap creature, extra life. 3 copies of Requisition Raid. However, I think you could get away with 1 less Requisition Raid and maybe play 1 more Helping Hand. We do have Savannah Lions. This is kind of an underplayed card, but it's a 2-1 for 1, and we're on a budget, so it makes the cut. A couple of Dawn Wing Marshals. I don't love this card, but it does fly, and since we have so many things that could pump our creatures, having an extra flyer or 2 does help. Glory Heath Links, this is a way to gain some life and help us search for land, so we can maybe sometimes activate the Marshal. Helping Hand is a way for us to get some cards. Sheltered by Ghosts, obviously just a couple of good removal pieces. We do have Sky Knight Squire, only 3 copies, because again, we're on a budget. If not, I think we would play 4. I think that would be very good. And then we have Arabo. Obviously, this is where we're going to spend a full set of 4 rares, because you want to be able to pump all your cats, make extra tokens. We have Patchwork Banner, because we can choose a color, or choose a creature type, which we're going to choose cats, obviously, and can pump all of our cats, which is very good. And then Felidar Retreat. Coincidentally, makes a cat token, but also can pump your team in a pinch. And then a couple copies of Claws Out. Just an instant speed, give everything +2/+2. Hopefully that's enough to end the game. And we did use 1 of our rares on Abandoned Air Temple. So late in the game, if we have nothing else to do, we at least have a mana sink for them. Of course, when you're doing budget stuff and 1 color, you can play a lot of basics. So they're just a bunch of planes. The whole deck list fits right there. Before we get into all this though, gotta pay some bills. So, you know, if you haven't bought any Magic cards or you're thinking about buying stuff or even like Marvel superheroes, head over to Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON, which is DRAGN, and that'll save you 5% on your whole order. But all right, let's go see if the cats can hold up. All right, this seems reasonable. See if we can make a go of it. Let's start with the Savannah Lion. Already drawing 3 lands is good too, because pretty much guarantees we can play a 2 mana and a Vanguard on turn 3. Or I guess in some scenarios, we could play Vanguard and Claws Out, if necessary. Oh boy. Alright. This is probably just Orzhov Bats, and if so, this is going to be a tough one. Because I'm thinking we play Hunter. Oh, well, let's see what the opponent takes. Because taking the banner might not be the worst call for them. Yeah, I was going to say, that kind of makes sense. Oh, that's a fun one to have, but not anything we're overly concerned about right now. Let's go ahead and Helpful Hunter. Helping Hand's cute. And, I might as well, since I'm already holding the Felidar Retreat. Might as well get what we can. And we're not totally worried about the Channeler yet, because we do have access to Claws Out. Though the funny thing is, I'm not even sure what I want to draw this turn. Yep, you have good old Zorline. Sure. Alright. Shelter would be the card. That is not the card. Not the card we're looking for. Alright, well. I mean, gonna do the thing we can do. Just retaliate larger, I guess. The opponent has to block. They know we have the claws out already, right? Like, blocking is not an option. You have to do it. Yeah, yeah. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I could just let the Savannah Lion die and then just get it back next turn. How do we feel about that? Or get it back this turn, really? Nah, let's just do it. And then just force the opponent to have to block. Like, you're at 3. You figure it out. Also, if we draw a land, we could Felidar Retreat, give everybody +1 in Vigilance. Yep, you have a Shelter by Ghost, which now is annoying because now they basically have 6 more life. Yep, you got it. Alright. What do you have for 1 mana? Oh, Case the Uneaten Feast, sure. Come on, deck, we need a land. That's one way to do it. Let's put a +1 counter on things. Attack for 11. I was going to say exactly 10, but it's 1 more than we need, right? Nope. Yeah, it is. Alright, cool. Got one with the Felidar Retreat. This feels like kind of a bad start with all the 1 mana things we have, but we're on the place. We're just going to go for it. See what happens. An opponent plays a Llanowar Elf. Alrighty. I mean, if we could find one of our 1 mana cats, we could Glory Heathlinks into a cat, have claws out, ready to go on a big attack the next turn and gain a bunch of life. That wouldn't be the worst thing, you know? Well, this would be fun. The Deep Cavern Bat will see that we have a lot more cats. If this is the list I'm thinking of, it's the Sultai kind of aggro list that has, like, applied geometry and some other stuff. I've considered playing it on the channel because I've seen so many people playing it. We've done pretty well against it, but, oh, interesting. They took Helping Hand, of all things. I would assume you'd have taken another one of the cats or claws out, but what do I know? But yeah, we've run into this deck pretty regularly, it seems, and we're doing decently against it. So I'm not really sure how good it is, but I'd love to play some games and find out. Now I love having this extra land because it gives us the possibility of playing Lynx plus Claws out, or we could just play Banner, pump the cats, play the Lynx. Like, there's a bunch of stuff we could do now, having access to this extra land. There's a mole. Then you have a bunch of mana to do some things. This is where you can do a big applied geometry as a Deep Cavern Bat. Oh, you know what? I think the common list going around play the 2 mana flash tap a creature duder. So that's probably what we're about to see. And if so, that's okay. We're not too bothered by it. So I think what I would like to do is play the Glory Heathlinks. They're going to tap down. Yep, that's what I thought. So that's not a major surprise. I think we go ahead and just attack, not tapping a creature, and I think we'll take the turn to just play the helpful hunter. Ooh, double claws out. Okay. I mean, this is also just where it could be like Ouroboros or whatever, and things get kind of ugly. Corpses of the Lost. Alright, that's fine. What to go with, though? There you go. That's what you're looking for. All right. Do we block with the Helpful Hunter right here? Because if we take 9... No, because we're going to gain a bunch of life next turn. I don't think it's worth it. Dang, I could have used another land. Man, another land would have been so good. Oh, what's our play here? Because if we play just... Like, we have to attack, right? Alright. We can't attack with the Helpful Hunter also, because it just makes this look super suspect, right? That's just bad for business. Alright. I think this is all we can do. This already looks suspicious. Oh, the opponent didn't block? Oh, I get it. This looks like a suspicious attack. And they only knew about one clause out. But the second one, bang, bang. There we go. Wow. In all seriousness, I was expecting him to block with the token. And then I was like, okay, we'll kill one token. Maybe get in 6 damage. We gain 12 life. We could handle this whole big attack with one 1/1 blocker behind. And then maybe after everything untaps, we have like Patchwork Banner and we find something. That's sort of what I figured was going to happen. But that was way better that they just didn't block. But to be fair to them, I think they were also trying to set up for a kill shot. Maybe figuring if they have 2 Corpses of the Lost, maybe the thing in their hand is also a skeleton. I don't know. But we'll take it just the same. Let's keep it. Oh boy. I will say though, I think one of the things that makes it tough when you're just straight on a budget is there's just going to be things that, like for instance, we're playing Felidar Retreat, but you kind of need, or you would like to play, the Fable Passages, right? Because having the other lands where your lands enter the battlefield tapped doesn't help the deck at all. Like you can play them if you're that tight and just need to, but generally speaking, that's not really where you want to be. Let's attack. Opponent's probably just leaving up removal to wait and see what the next thing is we're going to play. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. Which is why we were so patient. Not that we were going to play anything differently. Alright. Does a plains matter greatly? I think with them playing red and black, I don't feel... Well, I don't know. Maybe we do want to play a Rabo now. Yeah, we just take the damage from here. No blocks. I have to really think about it if it's worth it to play a Rabo. We might just have to. Even though we don't want to. Because I was thinking we could, like, play Banner, play... Actually, you know what? I'm going to call Cat. Play the Vanguard. Pass. I'm assuming they have some amount of removal. I'd be surprised if they don't, playing red, black, and 4 cards in hand. But, you know, maybe there's 3 lands and just a guy. I don't know. Right? Makes sense that that would be one of them. I think we just take it. Ballsy move, don't get me wrong, but I think it's correct. And then now we... a Rabo? And then I'm going to go ahead and use this and just put counters on things. Even though I know the type of deck they're playing, we can sometimes get rid of enchantments or artifacts. I think we just need our creatures to be as hard to remove as possible. And no attacks. And if they just empty the tank to get rid of our Rabo, then, like, so be it. Oh, they took damage here, though. That's not good. That means they might have either the flyer or practiced offense, which both would be problematic. Yep. That's what I thought it might be, but they tapped in a way that they can't replay it right now, which is important. Strategic Betrayal. Sure, I'll get rid of this guy. And we'll just block the one that kills us. Alright. Oh, I was really hoping that would have been something else there, but it was not. Darn it. Alright. Well, we're basically up against it now. Yeah, of course, you do the same thing. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, pretty much we're on a Robbo or bust, I would think. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Oh, actually, you know what? If we got a helping hand, we could get a Robbo back and then make another cat. I mean, there are options. We're not dead. We're not in great shape, but we're not dead. Now we're dead. All right. Yep, didn't work out that time. Yeah, and that's a tough one where if maybe we could have drawn into Fable Passages, right? Maybe could have got double creatures. Maybe if, you know, we had other options to search for something, like we just don't have it. So that's tough. I kind of want a mulligan. All right. I was just hoping to find something more useful. All right, what you got? They're going to get rid of our Savannah Lion very aggressively, but okay. And Golgari these days has a lot of answers. So it's possible this is going to be a rough go for us. Unholy Annex. All right. Yeah. Go attacking. Just get in the damage we can. I'm assuming we will lose many, many things here, probably including our Robbo. And a Deep Cavern Bat. All right. I mean, you'd probably take a Felidar Retreat if I were guessing. Yep, that makes sense. Though now, the good news is, we're less concerned about them possibly wiping the board. Because then we at least get a Felidar Retreat. Or, yeah, Felidar Retreat back. Okay. Not that Felidar Retreat ends the game by any stretch, but it's something. Delian Foul, sure.
Follow my instructions, and you
I mean, that stops a lot of damage. We do have a lot of outs we could still draw here, though. Well, that's one of them. Good old Robbo. Nice. That'll work. We'll keep it. We got the all one mana duders. Let's go with Savannah Lion first. Because if this was a red deck, we'd rather lose the thing that's not gaining life first. Even though attacking with the 2/2 would ultimately be better than attacking with 1/1, but this is more likely some type of control pile. Nope. Huh. Not sure what's happening. Losing our board? Is that what's happening? No, it wasn't a fire magic or anything. What was that about? I mean, I guess we're just attacking. Yeah, just end the turn, I guess. I assume you have a board sweeper or something. Day of Judgment. Like, There's got to be something here. I was going to say, it would be weird if there wasn't. I'm going to hold that. I mean, I guess they just have 2 of them. They have 2 of them, huh? They probably do, since they didn't do anything else. It's probably just all removal. Yep, that makes sense. Don't think we really want to shelter. Yeah, with this draw, I don't think we're going to be able to come back. We need something that pumps our creatures. We needed our Felidar retreat, something like that. Don't think this is going to get it done. Yeah, and I tried adding in a couple of Sheltered by Ghosts just to see if it would make a difference. Since it's still technically on budget. Opponent, wipe my board. Take away my hope. Ugh. I hate when we get the false hope. Like, we know we're not doing anything. Alright. Trigger my Vanguards. Sure. I mean, not mad at that. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. The fact that they're using all that spot removal, I'm kind of okay with it. I mean, it beats the alternative. They also... Okay, now they're like, well, we can't let you have that with all those maps. Could have at least waited till we tried to crack a map, though. We're going to fire off another Lightning Helix? Traumatic Critique. All right. They're looking for lands, I believe. Well, they found one. Think we try to put one on a 2/2? Well, then we try to put another one on 2/2. Wow, that sucked. Man, we just drew... When the aggro deck is outdrawing the control deck... Yeah. Alright, GG's. We're not winning from there. Like, that's tough. Okay, yeah. This works. I think what's funny is when trying to decide what I want to play on turn 2, if given the choice between the Squire and the Lynx, I feel like it's Lynx if I don't have access to land to get like land 3 or whatever. But if I do, then it's probably Squire, which is funny. But yeah, I think we just go with Lynx and go for it. I mean, they might also just want to kill the Lynx if they have the ability to, because it's a life linker. So I wouldn't blame them. Especially if their plan is just mono red, deal a bunch of damage. Oh, hadn't seen this guy played in a while. It warps with haste. That is a thing. Yeah, take 3, I guess. I mean, I'm going to gain 2 back when I attack. Okay, and we did find the land. So, let's go ahead and call Cat. Go attacking. Alright. Plunderer. Man, people are just playing random stuff right now. Yeah, take some damage, sure. Let's go with Squire. And yeah, okay. Opponent's giving up. In a weird way, I kind of wanted to see what more they were doing, because they were obviously doing something that cared about artifacts. So there's probably some cool aspect of it we just didn't get to see. Okay, let's try. If we're going to beat the mono blue decks, we have to get lucky. Oh, this is a synthesizer pile. Well, we know what card we need to draw. That was not one of them. I'm gonna exile all of our things. No, an Iron Crag. That's not the card we expected to see at all. Play the banner, put it on cat. Play Savannah Lions so we could gain an extra point. Tap the Savannah Lions so that we can get a Plains to go with these 2 Felidar retreats in our hand. And then hope we're not dead. Alright. Reasonable. That works for us. So we go retreats, land, make a cat, play Savannah Lions. Trying to keep the force going. Battlefront. This is where they find a synthesizer. Possibly. They did not find a synthesizer, though. Okay. We're still playing Magic. That's interesting. So I have to do some math here. If we give these +1, we attack for 6 and 6, that's 12. But we could get a land. Or we attack them down to 11. And then if we get a land, we pump. Oh, no, we get to pump twice, though. All right, let's do that. Let's put the pump on the bottom and a cat on top. And then we'll just see how this goes. And now we have exactly 9. All right, that'll tap the thing down. Ah, Perilous Snare. Boo. They are down to 1 card, though, so that's kind of good news for us. All right, come on. No, an untapped land. Oh, yeah, an untapped land wins. Oh, you are not it. I mean, you got to tap one, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's in hand. Spring-loaded saw blade. Sure, that works. And another Perilous Snare. Jesus, okay. Come on, man. Well, now we need a land so we can make more cats. I need another land to pump. I'll take a creature. That's something at least. Can you just draw a land one time, opponent? That would be a huge help. Or hell, let us find our thing that destroys artifacts and enchantments. Our requisition raid. Yep. That's tapped. I have a land and gonna make some dudes. What's the other side of that? Oh, it's the vehicle. What's the other option? Tap 2 untap artifacts to crew that, right? Sure. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go cat. And pass the turn. I mean, sooner or later, they're going to get the cards they need and just run us out of options. But, all right. We get to at least use this. Save the Sky Knight Squire. I didn't even check. Okay, they did destroy untap. They made the correct choice. I was just assuming. Ah, clay-fired bricks. All right. So they get 2 life. So now they're at 8. So now we got more work to do. Why did this turn into such a grind? Of course, we're calling cat. All right. Opponent, draw land 1 time, and let us also draw land. Uh-oh. They're checking some things. I don't even remember what the backside of this is. Oh, draw cards for each artifact. Okay. Well, we're probably in trouble, right? Unless we have, like, exactly a Rabo. Well, that's not true. A Rabo or Requisition Raid would both be good options here. Not so much. Not so much. I guess we can... This doesn't fly, right? All right. I mean, that's kind of all we can do. Mostly because they could just make this vehicle a thing, so that doesn't help us any. Authority, sure. You got it. Alright, let them finally hit the card they need here. So we can move on. Well, we're not dead yet. We still have outs. Rabo is helpful, but not particularly what we're looking for. We also have to give the opponent 2 life in the process. Alright. Now, if they can remove 1 creature, they win, basically. And they have a bunch of cards, right? So anything should do it. Or go find the hasty artifact or whatever. There's so many versions of that right now. Well, that's 2 more life, so they go to 7. And a relic, which they can draw off of. And can also tap something down. Alright, cool. You got there. Jeez. Alright, we'll keep it. Hopefully draw that 3rd land for a Rabo when the time comes. That's not how we do that deck. This would suck, because we may have to play Helpful Hunter to try to dig for a land, and that's not going to be fun. Okay, cool. We don't have to. Awesome sauce. Let's just attack. See if they flash anything in. They don't. Okay. I see you, Surrak. I respect it. If we attack... Yeah, let's go for it. Block our Sky Knight Squire. I'm okay with it. It looks like they're playing the, like, Hyper Aggro Selesnya pile. Yeah, they just got a bit of a slower draw. Okay, how do we want to deal with this? I mean, we could Squire, Requisition Raid, attack with just the Vanguard. That would be kind of lame. Let's go, though. Go ahead and put counters on everybody. And just attack for 4. And if they want to trade for the Harmonizer, sure. We just have to hope they don't get, like, trample and double-double or something here. Which they could. Fortunately, we have at least a reasonable amount of blockers to make sure we don't die. Sure. And it doubles power, not toughness, so we do still have some reasonable blocks. But here comes the trample, right? Oh, yeah. Bushwhack, sure. That's fine. Like, annoying, but fine. Okay. Let's see what we find here with this helpful hunter. Oh, that is big. Can we win now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exactly. Wow. And either way, they're forced to block, and we get the blockers out of the way. Got him, coach. Nice. Yeah, I think when you're talking about a budget list, it's tough, right? Because you're going to just be missing key cards. Because this deck would obviously be better if we were playing Regal Caracal, right? That could pump all your stuff and give you life linkers and all that. It would obviously be better if we could play a full set of Sky Knight Squires. Or even Get Lost or, Erode. There's a bunch of other options that would actually all be very good. Hell, even playing 1 or 2 copies of Elspeth, right? Like, that would be good. But we're on a budget. You got to make do with what you got. And while we did try the reroute systems, I think I'm actually going to get rid of the reroute systems. Even though I do like the fact that it is a removal spell, which I do think this deck needs more of. I mean, technically there's none now because I took out the Sheltered by Ghost. So, I don't know. I mean, Helping Hand is nice, but if we're going to already make the effort to play Restoration Magic, maybe we just don't need them. And then we go Sheltered, which get us 2 of those. And then maybe drop 1 Requisition Raid for another Restoration Magic, potentially. And then something like this is probably more viable. I mean, because I think if you're going to upgrade this, it has all the typical answers, right? I don't think there's any real secrets. But again, you're on a budget. You're trying to get by with the minimum number of rares or mythics in the list. And this plays 3, 7, 8, 9, 10 if you count the Abandoned Air Temple. And that's it, right? The rest are all commons and uncommons. And I think you can get by. And to be fair, the deck actually functioned okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not, I think, except for whenever you're playing the mono blacklist, because they do have enough spot removal, or you can play the discard spells or whatever. And those are all commons and uncommons, right? So that makes a lot of sense. When you're playing in the other colors, you don't get the easy removal, except for maybe in red. But, if you're going to be in blue, you're just like bouncing stuff. You're hoping you get to counter a thing. And if you don't, you're in trouble. And in white, it's like, well, you can remove stuff, but they're conditional, usually on the creatures that are either of a certain size, or it only deals a couple of points of damage, or whatever, right? It's just more of a problem to get rid of stuff, unless you want to play something like Seam Rip, but then you're just limited on what you can get rid of, is the problem. And I don't think Seam Rip's a bad card. It is an uncommon. It still fits the list, right? If you wanted to play on a budget. But I think I'm going to opt to go with Sheltered by Ghost. I think is the way we want to go. If you want to do anything, you could cut down a Patchwork Banner. I think would be totally reasonable if you wanted to do that and find room for something else. It's just tough because, again, you don't have the real Caracals and stuff you can turn to. You don't have the Elspeth. So you're just trying to find ways to pump your team wherever you can. In this case, it's using a couple of rares on the Sky Knight Squire, obviously using a full set of rares on a Rabo, getting by on uncommons with Patchwork Banner, and then Felidar Retreat, giving you some opportunities there. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think there's some situations where Restoration Magic's just better, where you can make something where it just can't be targeted and just buy yourself an extra couple turns. So we're going to try going with that, I think, in the final list. And we'll make this what's available to everyone on Moxfield. But again, I'll also say, I wouldn't expect this to, you put this together and you're going to go, 10-4 or anything like that. But, you might go 7-4. I could see an 8-4 being reasonable, but you're probably going to be in that 55% range where you're going to be a couple of wins over 500. And that's a reasonable expectation, right? And then as you get those other cards, you could add them into the list. Like we said, you can get the better removal and Erode and Get Lost. You can play better rares and mythics, right? We're talking about Regal Caracal with Elspeth, things of that nature. Hell, honestly, even over Patchwork Banner, I'd almost rather have the vehicle that you choose a creature type, and then that way, if your opponent sweeps the board, now you can play another creature. This thing, Lifecraft Engine, right? Just gives all your stuff +1/+1. But now if your opponent sweeps the board, now you can play a thing, attack, and have a sweeper. So I would rather have Lifecraft Engine even over having Patchwork Banner. While sometimes having that extra mana is good, this deck doesn't need the extra mana. But you do need the pump, and you kind of wouldn't mind having the extra body, right? So things like that, I think, when you get your rares, give you stuff that you can look forward to. You can upgrade this list. But overall, yeah, if you want to play cats on a budget, here you go. It's an option, right? You can do some fun things. But yeah, I'm going to leave this list up over on Moxfield. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.